Hi there, Alyssa here for AOP Tech on YouTube. And you may have heard that Google Classroom is undergoing a bunch of changes for the new school year. So AOP Tech has put together a series of YouTube videos to walk you through all these changes that are happening to Google Classroom. So whether you are brand new to Google Classroom and have never used it before, or you're a teacher here who's used it in the past and is looking for some updates with all those changes, we've got you covered. Let's jump in. So I'm already signed into my school account, and I'm going to go to the apps launcher, sometimes we call it the waffle, in the top right-hand corner, and select Classroom from that apps launcher. I also can type in classroom.google.com as a way to get there as well. So once I'm in the Classroom portal, I have a couple of classrooms that have already been created, but if I wanted to create brand new classrooms, I'm going to go up to the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and select Create a Class. All that's required at this step is for you to name that class. So some teachers do it by content area. Sometimes they do it by grade level, depending if they're self-contained. You do what works best for you and your students in there. You can also include a section and subject as well, but to get started, it needs to have a class name. So I'm going to say science, and then I would select the Create button. For time's sake, I've already created a classroom for us to go in, but I will say if it takes a moment or two, don't panic. You didn't do something wrong. It takes a minute to get that new classroom up and running. Once it is, it'll automatically bring you into your brand new Google Classroom page. So I'm inside a classroom page I just created a few moments ago. And if you're familiar with Classroom, you're going to see a couple changes. These tabs up at the top are now a little bit different than they once were. So we've got the stream, classwork, and people up at the top here for us to navigate between. Know that on AOP Tech YouTube page, we're going to be putting up some videos about the stream, classwork, and people pages shortly. But right now I'm going to jump into the gear wheel, which is our settings. So when I open that settings page, I have a couple different things. First, you'll notice next to the name, I have a little pencil. If I select that, I can edit. I can edit that classroom name, and I also can give a class description or room location if I need to. Once I've typed in whatever I need, I'm going to hit save on that. Below that as well is where we can find our class code, and that's what students need to join our classroom. Students are going to go to classroom.google.com or also navigate from their apps launcher to Classroom. They'll select the plus sign, just like you did, and they'll select Join a Class instead of Create a Class. And then they'll be asked to put in your class code. Know that this class code is unique for each of the Google Classrooms that you create. I have the option to display it. I can copy it. So if you were copying and pasting maybe onto your classroom website or something like that, reset it or disable it. I also have the option of setting the permissions on the stream. And I have a couple different options here. And this is exactly the same as the classic Google Classroom or old version of Google Classroom. It's just located in a different spot where you set this setting. So you have 3 levels of permission. Students can post and comment is obviously the most generous and open. Students can only comment, so they can ask questions or post different things on items that you have posted, or that you as the teacher can only post or comment. And this is definitely a case where you will learn your students, especially if you're brand new to this and it's a brand new group of kids to you, and can adjust it anytime throughout the year to meet your needs and the needs of your students. You also can decide whether you're going to show deleted items in that stream menu. So that's something that you can turn on or off and know that only teachers see those deleted items. So it may or may not be something that you'd like to do. To each their own. And that's one of the beautiful things about Google Classroom is that we as teachers can help customize it to the way we work best. And the last feature that's within the class settings is the Guardian summary. So I'm going to pop open the seat examples just so I could show you. Whether parents can opt in for email summaries of what's happening in their child's class, whether they're missing work or things that are due. That's always a great conversation to have as a school community, as educators, to decide kind of where you fall in that. But know that that can be slid on and off for a classroom. And we'll have a whole separate video on Guardian summaries as well to help you navigate those changes. When I'm done, I'm just going to select the X in the top left-hand corner, and I'm back to my Google Classroom main page. So with that, we'll have another video up very soon to talk about the stream. As always, for all changes in things Google, Google Classroom, and EdTech, feel free to follow AOP Tech on YouTube, as well as Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.